Blog Talk Radio.
Hi, everyone. You're listening to Show Talk with Angela Butler. Today, the interview is with Mr. Kevin LeVar. His album is Destiny. I love the song Destiny. It's my oldest granddaughter's name. How are you doing, Mr. LeVar? Hello, sir. Can you hear me? Mr. LeVar. Kevin LeVar, are you on the line? All right, you listen to Kevin LeVar, Your Destiny. And try to get him on the phone. So give me a minute or two as we're going.
Hello.
Hello, Mr. LeVar.
Yes, I've called in about 2 times. I heard you talking, but I guess you couldn't hear me.
Oh, yes, I was playing your song. Thank you for coming on Show Talk with Angela Butler.
Oh, it's my pleasure. It's my pleasure.
Yes, sir. I know you're in the process of moving, so I just want you to know I love your album, Your Destiny.
I appreciate that.
I have a granddaughter named Destiny, but I love the lyrics.
Yes.
All right. So, did you write the lyrics to your album?
I did.
I
wrote the song. Yes, I wrote the lyrics to all the songs. And, we put that out actually a few years ago now. I'm in the process of putting out a brand new album. It'll be sometime probably this year, if not the top of next year, but probably this year, so we'll see. But, really excited about that. That was Destiny Live at the Dream Center. We recorded that in Los Angeles back in 2014. No, wow, it's been a long time. We recorded that, actually, back in 2012, in January of 2012, and we put it out, but we didn't put it out until 2014. And so then it really, blessed a lot of people, and so, yeah.
Beautiful lyrics, beautiful songs, beautiful vocal cords. So you wrote the entire album yourself?
I did. Yes, ma'am.
Oh, wow. You're very talented. Very talented.
I appreciate that. That's God's grace, no doubt about it. I am a man of faith, man of God prayed for me years ago when I was maybe 20 years old, something like that, and he prayed for me to play the piano. And I started playing around 20 years old. So I got a late start, but when I got started, I hit the ground running. So.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right. So
yes.
The last time I tried to interview was about 3 or 4 years ago, and I believe you had become a father.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you can hear the kids in the background now. They're I have a 6-year-old son, Justice Emmanuel, and I have identical twin daughters, and they'll be 4 years old in August, and their names are Joy and Victoria. So our house is always alive with 3 kids under 6 and under. So
wonderful, wonderful. They're a blessing. They become a handful when they become teenagers. All right.
People keep telling me that, but I'm believing that my children are going to really come to know the Lord at early age, and I know they're going to go through their changes, so I'm praying for grace. They got to give us grace. I know he'll be with us. I've heard that, oftentimes that, of course they get independent. and they want to spread their wings and challenge authority and all of that. But I know we'll be all right.
Yes, with God you will be. So you have a new album coming out, either this year or next year.
Yes.
Do you have
Well,
the
because
title of it?
It's called The Only Thing That Matters, live in D.C., and I'm really excited about it. So we're the pandemic that took place and that has taken place pushed a lot of things around as far as our plans, and so that's why we're kind of a little behind. But I know that this didn't catch God by surprise, so I'm really looking forward to the messages getting out there that are in this song, in this record, this whole record, because I believe it's going to be a blessing to a lot of people, and just going to bring a lot of hope. So I'm looking forward to it.
All right, great. And you wrote this album also, this second album.
Third album, actually. My first, this is my third record. Yes. Yeah, the Destiny record was number 2. The first record we ever did was called Let's Come Together. Kevin LeVar and One Sal, Let's Come Together. And then it was the Destiny album. And now, of course, there's the Live in D.C. record. So,
have you always known that you could sing?
It's been a desire of mine since I was 6. I've been singing ever since I was 6 years old. Singing in church, every time they would give me the mic, I would go. So I've known for years that this is what I was going to do. It's what I've always wanted to do, among other things.
All right. So, are you an independent artist?
I am. I started out as an independent artist. We were with Universal Christian Music Group. We did a distribution and marketing deal with them, and through Habakkuk Music, and based out of Baltimore, my first record. And then we put out Destiny under Central South, so we were independent then. And so now we'll see about this record. I think we're going to remain independent and possibly just do a licensing deal or something like that. Maybe partner with someone for marketing. But I like the freedom of being independent. I think it's great. I like the creativity, the freedom to be as creative as I am led to be, and so I'm just really looking for partners, people to partner with to get this music out. I don't really want to sell my masters to someone or hand my masters over, because we're the ones that we paid for the record, we produced the record to get it done and everything. So
okay. Now, One Sound is the group. Am I correct? The band members?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, One Sound. Yes, One Sound is the group. We actually, God has done something special with us. It's been like a revolving door, like different seasons. The Lord has sent people in, and they've served with us, and then they've gone out to do their own thing. And they've been launched in the ministry, and then God will raise up others. And so, my wife and I are getting ready to relocate, so I'm pretty sure we're going to end up connecting with an even another group of people, because we work with people in Los Angeles and, for the second record, and then we work with people, of course, here in my hometown for the first record, and then also the third record. So I like to say that One Sound is not really more than who we are, it's what we make. We make one sound when we come together in unity. So it can be Kevin LeVar and One Sound, and you be up on stage with me.
Okay. I cannot sing, though.
Huh?
I cannot sing, though.
Oh, it's all good. It's all good. It's all good. Everybody has make a joyful noise. As long as you make your noise with joy. It's all good. But yeah, so One Sound is who we are, and it's the group. I'm really excited. This new record I believe it's really going to be a blessing to a lot of people.
You have a lot of views on YouTube, millions. A lot of views.
Yeah, I think I just
independent artists and marketing firms must have really been a blessing.
Yeah, we've worked with quite a few different people down through the years, over time, because we figured we started doing this back in 2007 when we first got started with my own music. I'd done a record with Dorinda Clark Cole. She recorded one of my songs years ago, and I sang it with her called "Everything He Promised," and that was like back in 2004, 2005, and so that was great. But back then, I was going under the name Kevin Gray because my full name is Kevin LeVar Gray. And when it was time to put my record out, we realized that there was another gospel artist out of Chicago whose father was a pastor just like mine, and it was just so confusing. And people were calling him thinking he was me, and they were calling me thinking I was him. And so we just made the decision to just put my first record out under my first and my middle name. So.
Oh, okay. Your last name is Gray. All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So have your parents, when you were younger and even as an adult man, have they been very supportive of you?
Extremely supportive. Extremely supportive. Yes, and it matters, when you're on the road and you need somebody to look after your children because you got to go and do the Lord's work. They've been such a blessing. They've been at every single live recording. They've traveled with us, and I'm definitely blessed to have family that love and support me the way they do.
Yes, you are blessed, very blessed. So, when you travel and you do concerts, well, let me rephrase that. Where is your next concert being held? I understand that's a pandemic. I understand that the coronavirus has killed over 100,000 people. I get that, but hundreds of thousands have recovered also.
Yeah.
After this pandemic, where do you think your concert tour will be at? Which cities and states? Do you know? Or you have not made up your mind yet?
Yeah, we haven't made up our mind yet. I'm positive we're going to be touring. No doubt we'll be touring. And we might end up starting out like in the, the local kind of like the smaller venues or whatever, and, the theaters, and start there, and we'll just kind of go from there. But I'll keep everybody posted. Everybody posted online as we get closer and closer to the launch of the record. We're going to be also setting up. Hold on once again.
Okay. Do you ever come anywhere near Tallahassee,
Sorry about that.
Florida?
Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. I can hear you. I can hear you.
Okay, great. Okay, great.
Do you come anywhere near Tallahassee, Florida?
Yeah. I mean, I'm sure. We get a lot of support in Florida. We get a lot of support in Florida, so I'm sure we'll make our way down there. I'm sure.
Oh, okay. I was going to say I want tickets. I want some tickets so I can come see you perform.
Absolutely.
Okay. All right. So, what's it like being a father, as well as a recording artist and being famous? What is it like being a father and a husband and career? How do you juggle it all? What is your greatest blessing?
Like? Well, my greatest blessing is our relationship with Jesus. That's number one, first of all. Then it is my family. Yes, it is my family. I think I could always spend even more time with my kids. I think I could spend even more time, and I have an alarm that goes off every day that says just this time. My oldest son, it's been interesting watching him go from, being the only child for 2 whole years, to having to share the identical twin sisters, because everywhere we go, everybody is so enamored with identical kids, identical girls. And so, I've tried to be a little bit more deliberate with the time that I spend, the one-on-one time I spend with him. But I love being a dad. I love being a father. If I did not have a strong foundation at home, I don't think I'd be healthy enough, spiritually healthy enough to even, minister to anybody publicly. And so, I thank God that for these last few years, he's really allowed us to really get a real good grip of our family, kind of how we do things. And he really kind of established us. We just kind of established a culture, and we've gotten accustomed to kind of, okay, this is what our family looks like. And how to navigate that new space of being an artist and a public figure, and at the same time being a dad and a husband and all of that. Yeah.
All right. Great. So you're a minister also.
I am. I love the gospel of Jesus Christ. I really do. He's everything to me. I love his word, and to me it really is more than a song. It's a lifestyle. More than anything, to be honest with you, I'm an intercessor. I'm a person that loves to really pray and really communicate with the Father, and that's how I get those songs that people love. Is that he, in my worship with him and I'm communing with him, he gives me these songs in so many various ways, and I think that's why people can feel that it's like they're getting a message straight from heaven, straight from God's heart, because I've tried to kind of quiet myself and hear him and just spend time with him, not just to get a song, but just to get to know him, and to learn more about him and just get in that space with the Lord. So that's everything. Honestly, that is absolutely everything.
Absolutely. Okay. I'm going to play your song, okay? And then we're going to come back and finish talking.
Okay, sounds good.
Is that all right with you, Mr. LeVar?
That's all right.
Now you will listen to Mr. Kevin LeVar, Your Destiny, his song, Your Destiny. So, Mr. LeVar.
Yes.
As an independent artist, you said you enjoy the freedom. When I interview people who sing, play instruments and things like that, and rappers and gospel singers and just different people, a lot of people. I said a lot of people are going to independent. They prefer being an independent artist.
Right.
Yeah. They all said the same thing that you said, that it's more freedom, more creativity. With the word, your creativity and freedom to, to make the songs that you want to make.
Right.
In this time period, about 40 years ago, people were making albums and selling albums out the trunk of the car and things, tracks and albums out the trunk out their back trunk of their vehicle. But nowadays we have the internet, YouTube, and so many other platforms. Do you think that helps a lot? The internet helps a lot. You're naturally talented anyway. You're naturally talented regardless, but I'm saying, does that help you promote more?
It gets the music to the people faster, of course. I think sometimes they get it faster and they get finished with it faster too sometimes. So there's a catch-22 with that. It's like we're such a microwave society. and the smartphone, nation now, where it's everything is just at our fingertips, and within a matter of seconds, you can download an entire album, an album or two, less than a minute. You can download a few albums in less than a minute, and so I say that to say technology has been great as far as advancing, getting music out to the masses. I think where sometimes it can be a bit of a challenge is when you introduce the amount of money that the music creators make from services like streaming services and things of that nature. When people don't have to necessarily buy your particular album, all they have to do really is just buy a specific streaming service, for $10.99 or whatever it is a month, and then of course they get every album that's available through that streaming service. So it's not a lot of parity when you talk about back in the day when you used to have to buy an album and you got a percentage of every album sold or every CD sold. Now there's a lot of streaming going on, so it's there's good and bad to it. The good, I think, is that artists like myself and even artists that don't have as many YouTube views or whatever exposure, they can get to the masses of people a lot faster, a lot quicker. They can become viral. All it takes is a one person that has millions of Twitter followers or Instagram followers or Facebook followers to see a video that you did of a song that you wrote. It could have been in your basement, but if it touches them, they repost it to all of their fans and all of their followers. And next thing you know, overnight, you go from a virtually unknown person to a person that everyone knows. And we've seen that happen time and time again in this new social media society. So that is good because it's even the playing field, whereas the record labels used to tell the artists, well, you know what, come to us and we'll make you a star, but if you don't do what we say, then you're not going to make it without us. Now you don't need the record labels as much because really if you've got the goods and the right person hears it, anybody can become known, overnight. So I think it's even the playing field in that way, which is good for the artist.
All right, I agree. That's why I'm able to have my show. That's for the internet. All right. When you write your songs, are you?
Hello, you there?
I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you now.
When you write your songs, are they inspired by God? As you write them, do you already have an idea of what you're going to write while you're in prayer? How does God give you that vision to write the songs?
It comes in a variety of ways. So there's not really a formula per se. It just really happens in a lot of different ways. Sometimes I hear rhythm. Sometimes I hear a melody. Sometimes I'm inspired by a thought, and then I go to the piano and try, based upon that thought, to just see what flows out. Sometimes it's a chord. I'm sitting at the piano and I hit a chord, and I say, oh, that's a really nice chord. And then I tuck that chord away. I record it on my phone, and I don't come back to it until it could be 6, 7, 8, 9 months later. And then it's like, man, okay, I think I want to finish that song. And then there are times where the song and everything comes all at once, because I think God is like, I want this written now. And so it really just depends. It's kind of like a journey, and whenever you get inspired, that's when you do it. And I've been fortunate enough to be able to put out some music that a lot of people have been blessed by. So I give God all the glory and the praise for that.
All right, that's great. That is great. That's wonderful. What a blessing. What's the name of your church? Do you have a church?
Actually, we're relocating to Dallas, so we haven't settled on our new church home yet. So we're going to be praying about where the Lord would have us to go when we get there.
I believe Bishop T.D. Jakes is in Texas. I believe he is, so I'm not certain.
Yeah, he's there a lot. Oh my God, they got so many amazing churches in that Dallas area. So we're definitely going to have to ask the Lord where He wants us to be, because there's so many good ones there.
I was told there was a lot of opportunities in Texas, Dallas, Texas, and Houston and places. So that's what I was told. I have a cousin that lives in Dallas, Texas. So now, even though you're spiritual and you're connected to God and you are a Christian, how do you feel about the police killings, or the killings, period, of black men and women? How does that make you feel? What do you think about that?
I think if you are a Christian, then you should feel about that how God feels about that, and God hates it because it's unjust, it's imbalanced, and it's wrong. It's outright wrong. So if you're asking me how do I feel about it, that's how I feel about it. God hates racism. He hates imbalance, and he hates people being profiled. He hates that. And it's right there in Scripture. What God thinks about what He thinks about racism. John 7:24 says, "Do not judge by appearances, but judge with right judgment." It's so many scriptures that talk about how God wants us to view one another, and so that's my thing. I hate it. I don't think it's right. I think God made all of us with one blood, and there is no race greater than another. And I think the problem is, to be honest with you, is that we have I don't think we just have a race problem. I think that is I don't think we have a prejudice problem, as much as we have a sin problem. And I think that prejudice and murder and rape and all kinds of injustices are symptoms of and fruit of a greater root, which is sin, and the fact that people need Jesus. When it's all said and done, people need Jesus. So that's, because I'm like this. I think we can scream to the high hills, we can scream to the heavens and say this needs to change. But to be honest with you, as long as man is, not submitted to Christ, is not living for God, has not been changed and been born again, as long as there's not been a change in his heart, man's going to always be wicked. One man is going to always want to be better than another man or enslave another man. That's just our sinful nature ever since Adam sinned. So it's like, that's why Jesus came. That's why Jesus is so important, because He literally can set us free from the bondages of sin and even our own fleshly desires and our own, innate desire in our flesh to want to, just be evil, And so that's how I view that. I think it's a thing where, look throughout history, men have been doing this since Cain slew Abel. That wasn't fair. Since Hitler enslaved, and murdered all those Jews, that wasn't fair. Since we were sold into slavery and brought over here on slave ships and dumped into the ocean when we were sickly, diseased, or whatever, that wasn't fair. And I don't think it'll ever be fair. We live in a sin-sick society, and I believe Christ is the answer. And I think that's what it means to be a Christian. And so I do not believe, honestly, it's going to all of a sudden stop. I do believe that those persons need to be held accountable. I do believe they need to go to jail. I do believe they need to be punished for what they've done. But I do not believe that, man is going to all of a sudden just stop being evil because people protest or because even laws are made. Because I think that the serious problem, the root of it is the fact that he needs to be born again. And only Christ can do that. That's kind of how I view it.
All right. Okay. Thank you for saying that. Thank you for saying what you did. I appreciate that. So I look forward to hopefully interviewing you again after the pandemic is over with. This coronavirus, which is horrible. Interviewing you again, God willing.
Me too.
Like
I look forward
to your next album.
And thank you so much for inviting me on, and just reach out and let us know, when you want to do it again.
Yes, sir, I will. Thank you, Mr. Kevin LeVar. I finally got to interview you, so I'm happy.
God bless you, Angela. Thank you for having me.
And may your family be blessed by God. And the blood of Jesus cover you and protect all of you. Your wives, your children, your parents. Yes, sir. Thank you. Thank you for coming on Show Talk with Angela Butler.
It's my pleasure. All right.
Yes, sir. All right, everyone. You just got through listening to Mr. Kevin LeVar. I've been trying to interview him for years. I love that song, Your Destiny. I've played it 10 times today. I love that song. And I've been wanting to interview him for about 3 or 4 years now, and I finally got to interview him. So I'm going to send this to my daughter. Mr. Kevin LeVar is a gospel singer. He's an independent artist. And as you heard me say, a lot of people are going independent because they have more freedom. So that seems Mr. Tyler Perry is an independent filmmaker. So anyway, everyone, thank you for listening to Show Talk with Angela Butler. I hope you all enjoy this interview once I release it. God bless.